Hi everybody, how are you doing? Alright, so we're here for another update. We are going to review our savings goals for 2021 and then we're going to write out our savings goals for 2022. We have big changes along the way. You've seen some of them already in place, but this is the time when I'm actually going to go through everything and catalog it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you enjoy videos about designing a life you love, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in just 1 second. Okay, so if you all have seen the fiasco that is my personal goals for 2022, then you will understand how much I appreciate that I actually wrote these goals down for my goals for my savings and for debt, which I'm not doing in this video. I'll be doing in the next one. But I had two major goals for savings for 2021. I had an emergency savings. My 2021 goal was for $2,000, and then I had a house savings, and my 2021 goal for that was $6,000. I took some notes on here, but I didn't keep up with that, which is interesting. And then I started changing my savings and how I was tracking them in 2021. I realized I wanted to have a little bit more space between them. I wanted to be able to pull them apart and do different things with them. So I changed from just having an emergency savings to I started calling it security savings. And security savings for me is equal to 12 months of income. At the time in 2021, that was $3,000, and so 12 months for that was going to be $36,000. And so I started tracking that a little differently here on this form. And then I had a house savings, still wanting to get that $6,000, and I was tracking that here. As you can see though, in April of 2021 we actually hit our goal. In April of 2021 I had saved a total of $7,244. I had hit 103% of my goal. So I actually kind of let this house savings goal go. At that time, I was still saving money because it wasn't my total goal for house savings, which I can see where that is on here. I think it's way back here in the back. My total house savings goal, which I never filled this in because of what happened, but my total savings, as you can see, was $20,000. So $6,000 was just kind of like my reach that I was going for. And I don't know on this one if I did a stretch goal or not. I don't see it here. It might be on the actual tracker. Let's see. It's not. It's 7,000 on this one. So yeah, I didn't have a stretch goal on there. I usually do. So because I had already met my house savings goal, I kind of really fell off on things. And I also, housing market is crazy. I live in Texas, North Texas specifically. And I knew that I wanted to try to get into a house that year. I had saved up enough money. I had reached the goals I wanted to reach. I actually ended up in the end hitting that 20,000 goal, I think. I think I was right at 17, 18,000, I believe, when I actually closed on the house. And so what happened was I started then just continuing to save and had a plan to start looking for a house my lease was up in my apartment in October, so I started looking in July, I believe, for a house. So I started looking in July. We looked all through August. We looked through the very last bit of July. I think the last 2 weeks of July. I looked all through August, put in offers on a ton of homes, but the housing market was just so wild that those offers weren't being accepted. And then finally I had an offer accepted and was ready with a set move-in date of September 1st. So that threw all the savings into a kerfluffle because I pulled money out of the house savings, pulled money out of what was my security savings at the time, was, needing to buy things, ended up putting some things on a credit card just to get some things established for the home. Like, I needed new furniture. When I moved, so here's a short little story. I moved up to North Texas for graduate school in 2014, and I was just really living like a broke graduate student. And so even when I moved, oh my gosh, not in 2014. I moved up here in 2011. So in 2011, I was up here living like a broke graduate student. And then in 2013, November of 2013, I actually started working where I work now. I've changed positions since then, but I'm still at the same location. So in 2013 was when I got my first big girl job, and I was still kind of adjusting to everything. It was the first time I bought a brand new car. It was the first time, not the first time I had a car payment, but like a real car payment. It was me just adjusting to all the things, going through personal life changes. And so, and starting my budgeting journey, that all started to happen around that 2017, really got going in 2019. So I was adjusting. I had never really bought new furniture. I never invested in furniture. I'm very particular about what I purchase when it comes to furniture because I like real wood, I like quality, and that is expensive. And I never wanted to really put that money towards that. But in buying a house, I knew I was going to be here for a little while. I wanted to have my house be comfortable. And there were certain things like a couch, a table, the desk that I'm sitting at now, which is an extra desk from the one that I have already purchased, some chairs so that people could be comfortable when, I have visitors at the house, that I wanted to purchase, along with also just some house stuff. But I didn't realize, how much of house stuff pops in. And part of what helped me to reach that house savings goal was to combine funds from my emergency, which was now called security savings, combine funds from my security savings to my house savings. So house savings, those accounts decreased. But I also started moving things around because I realized the changes that I wanted to make. So I have written out here some notes about that, but let's continue forth. So this is what ended up happening. As you know, I had the 6,000 goal for house and I had the 2,000 goal for emergency savings. So I wanted to start looking at, I had made another page for 2021 savings tracking because, and I love this part because you can actually see it. I met my goal for 2020 and I met it early. I should put the dates on here when I meet my goal. So I actually had to change my 2020 savings and add a different one. That's when I started diversifying, getting different savings accounts, all that fun stuff. In 2021, I only had those two goals, the emergency savings and the house savings. So I met that house goal. I was on my way to meeting that emergency savings goal. As I said, I combined these two together to really make that $18,000 that I wanted to make sure that I had enough. I was almost at that 20,000, but I was in combined between my security savings / emergency savings and that house savings. So I kind of stopped tracking these because I knew I was going to need to spend money. I wasn't entirely sure how much I was going to have as far as assistance with paying for the down payment for the house, but it ended up working out really well. So I did have some money that was left over, but like I said, it did lower how much I had in savings, and then I did accrue some debt from that. So I will talk about the debt part in my debt review video and my debt goals video, but this one in focusing on savings, I ended up having the year, I I just ended up changing these all together. So I believe the best way to really go about building goals for 2022 is going to just be looking at where I am now. And so I think that's everything I wanted to say about my goals. But to say that like I met and succeeded that house savings goal just was everything for me. It just really was. And even to say, like, I know I exceeded my emergency savings goal, it's just I didn't get to see it because I had to move that money around. So that's a little sad for me, but it's okay because I was able to meet one of my large goals that was actually not even in the cards until 2022. So next year I would have started looking for a house. So to have not only met both of my savings goals, but to actually have bought a house a year before I was even expecting to look for a house, it makes it all okay for me personally. So this is what I'm looking at. So these are what my savings. This is the list of the savings accounts that I have now. I have them divided up. They have signifiers between where those accounts are. There's an A, a D, and a C. In A, D, C, and E. So I have 4 different places where I have accounts at. The E's are envelopes, so they're here with me. They're brand new, just started them. In fact, I still have to make the envelopes for them, I believe, for both of them. Yes, I am working on that. But it was something else again that I realized I need to start intentionally putting money towards this. I have come to truly understand that if I set the intention and actually start to consistently contribute to a fund, I will grow it exponentially and it will always exceed my expectations. So to identify things like what I have made for my savings goals and to actually put that into action, into a savings system, just feels amazing. And I'm just super excited for 2022. So what we're starting out with, I do need to go in, and I did like how I just at least had it written out what my goal is for the year. And I'm a little on the fence about setting these goals for 2022, only because what I will have available to switch between accounts will be impacted once student loans have to start being paid back. At the current time, student loans are still on deferment, and student loan payments have still been paused until May. I did shift so that, and you would have seen this in a previous video, that I did make a nice payment that I've been saving towards student loans to make sure I didn't accrue any interest or anything, and that my account did not go up in how much debt I had for student loans. But I am not sure what that's going to leave me with to use as savings money once payments restart. One, because they're also still waiting to actually calculate what the payments will be based upon the end of the year. So what that actual principal, the new principal balance will be, if there was any interest that would be added from the year. But I am hoping that will not have a significant change and that I will be able to maintain what my expectations are. But we're just going to have to see. So that's a little up in the air, and that makes me a little about setting down actual goals. But I am going to go ahead and do so. And I think that one thing I can focus on is with an understanding, since I went ahead and did a mock. Let me go ahead and close this like that so I have more space. So I did a mock budget based on how much I would have left over, hopefully, for February, for starting in May, once I have to make student loan payments. So I have some idea of what that will look like. So here we go. I want to actually put these in order so that they're all together. And we're going to start with, so we're going to do savings goals 2022. And we have, let's start with the D first, or D accounts first. So we have, and I still have these with the, okay, yeah. So it is emergency savings, the first one. And my goal is to have 10K in here. And right now, my long term, so for 2021, I plan to be able to put aside $10 a month. And I know that is very small. So my goal for the year is going to be $120. At least I think that's correct. Like I'm almost 100% sure that's correct. Is it supposed to be 10 or is it supposed to be 100? Let me go actually look at the budget that I made and make sure that that's right, because I have two different things written there. I'm not 100% sure. Let me see what the other D account is getting. House maintenance is getting 60. I think that's actually supposed to be 100. So it's going to be 1,120 a month. I really hope that that is correct. If it's not, I'm going to go in and change it. But for right now, that's what we're going to go for. But even with that, I think that I had to change. I feel like it's going to end up being less. I'm just going to be really honest with y'all. Because as I look through, even for January, for security savings, I don't know why I have that security savings. That is emergency savings. Oh no, I'm doing 100 on this one. So yeah, I guess it is going to be, okay, cool. It's going to be, I believe, $100. Well, that makes me feel a little happier. That's a little bit higher. Then we also have, for the D, we have house maintenance. So I added house maintenance and switched that over from just house emergencies, because I need something I can move money out of pretty quickly. There's going to be just, and that's why you'll notice in my personal goals, I had create a house binder. I need to know what are annual things that need to be done around the house. How much do they cost? How much do I need to be budgeting for? And that money is going to come from this money that's going into house maintenance. So I have to get a general gist of what that's going to look like to make sure that I'm putting away enough a month. At this time, we're looking at, I don't have a total, so we're going to just put an X of how much I want to have saved. For our maintenance, we're just looking at having $60 a month go there. And so that's going to give us, I don't really have a goal for this one just because it is ever growing, ever changing. So we've done that one. Let's do C next. And so C has car maintenance. So again, this is another maintenance one. I don't really have a goal for this one. I just want to note that I'm putting away $45 a month. And goal is gonna be X. I might make some very like small goal, but I figure as I've split these apart, I don't want to make goals in relationship to the maintenance, but they are a part of savings. And I want to have them all in one place. Then we have annual. Annual is another one that is not actually going to get a goal, but it gets X. There's $50 a month that goes towards that. And goal equals X. Then we have A. And A equals security savings. These are high yield accounts. And my long term, my overall goal that I want for that is 1 year of income. Right now we're looking at $4,000 a month times 12, so we're looking at having a total of $48K. Now that is not what I'm going for now at all, but it is what I'm working towards long term. Right now we're looking at what will eventually be $60 a month. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this as, I'm gonna do this one, and I think I am gonna go ahead and do like a stretch. So 60 a month would be, so it's 60 a month. We're looking at a goal of 720, but it's our minimum. But our stretch goal is going to be 80 a month. Ooh. To put us at a goal of 960, which I love because that's so close to, and then our reach goal is gonna just be getting $1,000. If we can hit $1,000, that would be fantastic. So we're just gonna see which one we hit and go from there. Our next A is house emergencies. And for house emergencies, I believe it's also going to be a 10K goal. And right now, house emergencies is getting $10 a month. And we're looking at a goal of 120. And then that's a minimum goal. I'd love to do a stretch goal of 200. Okay. And then we have our two envelopes. So we have car emergency and we have new car. So this one gets 10 a month. Goal 120. And this one gets 5 a month. And a goal of 60. These are ones that are kind of, they're new, I'm going with it, I'm having fun, all of that. I suppose I could do stretch would be, I think a good one for stretch for that would be 180 or 200, do y'all think? I would love to go for 200 for car emergency and stretch for new car. I would love to just go for 800. And I think that looks pretty good. So let's see if any of these I should add as a stretch goal. Let's do a stretch for emergency savings of 1,300. And let's do a stretch. Oh no, maintenance doesn't need a stretch. I think that's the only one. So what we're really looking at is we're gonna need to create trackers for emergency savings, for security savings, and for house emergencies, and for car emergencies. Let's see, we did this one, we did security, we did house emergencies, we need car emergencies, and new car. So we need to make 5, we have to have 5 trackers for this. So that's what I'll be getting started on, and that will be my savings goals for 2022. This is not including, I don't really honestly have investment. I do have investment savings on here. I don't know. I'm just going to put it in an envelope. I don't have any goals towards that. I want to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I do have retirement accounts. I have 2. I was debating on whether I wanted to start a additional account, or honestly if I should just be putting this money towards the accounts that I have, because some of them are already built up and it might make a higher impact because of compound interest going towards additional funds towards this one, instead of starting over with a whole new account that, you know, is not going to be able to grow in the same way. I also need to make a note that I need to start tracking HSA, because I just got a HSA this year. So I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm getting better. So I'm excited. This is it. These are my savings goal for 2022. I am currently not partaking in any savings challenges, but I'd love to start one at least. So I'm going to be reviewing and looking for savings challenge videos. Y'all let me know what savings challenges you all are doing. Direct me towards some great ones to choose from so that I can at least pick up one for the year. And I'm going to make a note of that, or else I'll forget. Start one savings challenge. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a great one. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.